Welcome to another episode of Ben and John Do Cars. Yeah!
That's what we're looking at today, Ben.
My new company car is a Ford Focus ST line 1 litre Ecoboost.
Yes!
Let's do it!
Yes!
Hey! Today we are in the, to give it its full title, I think, we're in the Mark III facelift, Ford Focus, ST line, nav.
What does NAV stand for?
It's got sat nav.
Sat nav pack, yeah.
1 litre Ecoboost, 140.
3-cylinder.
3-cylinder.
Turbo
Ecoboost. 138 horsepower, I think, officially.
Yeah.
133 pound-foot of torque, something
exactly, 133 foot-pound of
torque.
torque.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I remembered that quite well.
Yeah, torquey. Nah.
The new Focus that's just come out has suddenly made this one look very old indeed.
It still looks good, though.
I think it's a nice looking car.
It still looks fairly modern, especially with the body kit and the wheels, the alloys. This being the ST line, comes with additional styling extras, if you like.
Yeah.
So you got the 17s on here.
17s. You could add it with 18s as an option, but this has just got the standard 17s. Nice looking wheel, I think.
Yeah, and it's in a nice gunmetal grey finish,
Yeah.
which really sets off against the white, which is nice.
Juxtaposition.
Absolutely. We've got the wing on the back, which is a very sporty looking wing. Kind of doesn't really go with this car, but I mean it's more styling than purpose.
Yeah, basically the ST line it's supposed to have the kind of look and almost the feel of an ST.
Yeah.
Without being that fast, without being without
expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
And the trim level of the ST line is nice. Like when I say nice, I mean it's comfortable. It looks good to my eye. You look around the interior specifically. I mean, you've got a nice leather finish on the wheel. Sorry to grab the wheel, I was just driving there, bro.
I trust you.
You got the soft touch dash, and the one thing that stands out for me is the red trim on the seats. It's got nice cotton seats. They're not leather, unfortunately, but to finish them off quite smartly, they've got like red stitching all the way around, which red means sporty.
Everyone knows that.
Absolutely. So that is nice. I'm kind of glad it doesn't say ST line or anything on the seats because that'd just be overkill.
It'd be a bit much, wouldn't it?
But the way they've done it, it's tasteful. It looks good. It's not in your face, but it's nice at the same time.
Yeah. So basically the ST line is supposed to be a sporty looking, cool, trendy looking Focus. This one's in the white, which is very in, although it's starting to go out a little bit now, I think.
Yeah.
But everyone likes a white car.
Apparently.
Or most people.
Yeah.
Very popular. So, it's supposed to look cool when you're driving around town and also just be a practical everyday driver.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost a lot of money to run and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So, price when new, I think for this one was 21, just about that, 21 grand.
Yeah, so that's quite good for it's quite a big hatch. I mean, you got room in the back for kids. You got the ISOFIX for the child seats and things like that.
Yeah.
So you've got safety. Oh, on that note,
Whoa.
this has got 5-star safety rating.
Yeah.
Euro NCAP rating of 5, which is awesome. And the boot. I mean, we're talking about efficiency and size of things. The boot is huge.
It's a very big boot. It's quite a big car, though, to be fair.
Yeah, it is. And for 21 grand, if you kind of ignore the spec of the engine for a minute, from what you're getting, if you would say, do you want to Focus with all the trim level and the space and the practicality for 21 grand, you'd be saying that's pretty good value.
Yeah, it's a reasonable price for what it is. I mean, you do get quite a lot of equipment. So, like Johnny said, you've got the leather steering wheel with the flat button wheel
on it,
and that's nice. It feels nice in your hands.
It looks nice. Certainly does look nice.
Chip computer and stuff in front of me is all good. You've got keyless go. So where are the keys at the moment? They're in the door pocket, I think. Yeah, so you got keyless go, not keyless entry, but keyless go. You got leather wheel, you got aircon, everything else. Obviously 17-inch alloy wheels. You get the body kit and everything else. You got the 140 version of the 1 litre Ecoboost. So most of them are 125. So in the ST line you get the 140, which is enough to
get you going.
Yeah, it's not. It's fine.
It's not going to break any records.
No. What bit of wheel spin there?
Whoa.
Should we do the 0 to 60 now?
Yeah, right.
Right. So, what's the book time? 10.3 seconds.
Yeah.
I think it's quicker than that.
Okay, you're gonna have to tell me when. I'll start it as soon as you dump the clutch, and then you tell me when you hit it.
Yeah,
right?
ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Bit of wheel spin.
Bit of
and
traction
we're off the
control.
mark.
Into second.
Ooh.
We'll run second out. And now!
10.6.
Oh, mate.
So the book time is about right. Give or take a few tenths of seconds of my slow hands and my brain.
And my shit.
And your
Shit
shit
driving.
start.
Mate, it feels faster than that. So, right, let's talk about driving
Get onto the
dynamics.
driving.
So it's an ST line. It's got the ST line badge. It's not a full ST, obviously, because it's only a 1 litre and it's not that fast. But in terms of chassis dynamics, the Focus has always been a very rewarding driver's car, even the basic ones.
Yeah.
How does this one stack up? From my experience over driving it over the last 1,000 miles or so since I got it, pretty good. It's not a hot hatch. Like, don't think that it's a hot hatch. It's not a performance orientated model. It's just supposed to be a bit fun, a bit sporty, a bit trendy.
Yeah.
Outside.
Wow, you look trendy.
You look trendy.
And you know, and it's rewarding enough for someone like me who, you know, I like driving. We've done track days and stuff. Obviously, it's nothing like that, but when the roads get a bit twisty, you can have a bit of fun with it. Obviously, it's not very fast. I like the fact that it is a petrol, which traditionally is, that's a more driver-orientated power plant.
Yeah, cool.
That's what this is. And also, I'm a sucker for a 3-cylinder.
Yeah, you love the sound.
I just think it sounds great. It sounds like a little miniature V6.
It does, especially high up there.
Yeah. One thing that I've noticed about it is that the chassis, although the handling dynamics are good, the sort of, it's a very compliant chassis. So you do have quite responsive steering and quite responsive handling dynamics.
Quite direct.
The balance is nice, but also they've not overdone it on the suspension. So it is still quite sort of compliant, you know.
Yeah. It's quite comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not like bouncing and it's not super stiff. So you get that kind of nice middle ground of comfort, but also when you want to chuck it about, there's still a bit of kind of bite on the springs there, sort of thing.
Exactamundo. Right, let's see if we can do this 530D.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
foot down, 50 miles an hour.
It's not going to happen, Ben.
It's not going to happen at all, is it?
So not really enough punch there, low down, to get you up and going to try and nip in front of a car.
Yeah.
But I mean, you don't really expect that from the 1 litre, do you?
No, it performs perfectly adequately for a fairly big car fitted with a 1 litre engine, even a modern turbocharged 1 litre engine.
Yeah.
It's 140 horsepower, and you know, above like 2,000 RPM, it's quite torquey. You know, you put your foot down, there's a bit of lag, but nothing much, and it's sort of
really small turbo, which is good because it doesn't have much lag.
Yeah.
But then also there's the downside of that, there isn't really a great deal of torque being generated from that turbo.
Yeah.
However, a car that weighs 1,300 kilos, give or take, with a 1 litre engine to have 140 horsepower, it's pretty good.
In terms of the infotainment and everything else, it's pretty well spec. But crucially, you get the Ford Sync 3 infotainment system, which I think is really, really good, with sat-nav built into it. So in terms of the infotainment and everything else, it's pretty well spec. It doesn't have parking sensors, which is a bit weird.
That is a bit annoying as well.
Yeah, like,
I mean, the visibility out the back, I mean, it's nothing to write home about. Parking sensors have been really helpful, especially with the headrests. I don't know if the other STs, the non-ST lines, have rear headrests like that, but they spread across the whole rear view. So, I mean, it's the first time I really looked at it, but the visibility isn't actually that great from here.
so a bit weird it doesn't have parking sensors. But you got the sat-nav, you got the DAB, you got Apple CarPlay, all this kind of stuff. I really like the Sync 3 system. If you've not tried it, go down to your Ford dealer and have a go. Man, this is getting pretty pluggy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Genuinely, I do like the Sync 3 system though. Like, it's, you know, the way it interacts with your phone and everything else, and the way the sat nav works, it's a good system. You've got the like speech commands as well, so we'll give that a quick go.
Please say a command.
Find a point of interest. Okay. Let's try that again.
Please say the name.
Oh, I did it. A church.
Please say a line number.
1.
So it's giving us some options of different churches.
That's quite nice.
When ready, use the voice button and then say set as destination or dial number.
It's just found us the nearest church. I'm not sure why we tried to search for a church, but it was the nearest point of interest that I could think of.
And it did give us quite a few options as well. So
Yeah.
it scanned about the local area for us. Saved us having to do it. It was quite quick as well. However, it wasn't as quick as I'd like it.
So everyone bought into the Ecoboost, or at least Ford tried to make everyone buy into the Ecoboost. It's a really small, fuel efficient, blah blah, like all the pros of a diesel, but with the capacity and everything else of a petrol, and that is not the case.
No.
So according to the official figures, this is supposed to do 57 miles to the gallon average,
Which is amazing.
which is great, but it's impossible. It's not fast enough that you can just
Poodle around.
poodle around on half throttle. You do kind of have to use the performance in order to get moving properly, and as soon as you do that, the economy goes through the floor. So over the last 1,400 miles, this has averaged 41.6 miles to the gallon, and a lot of that is, my commute is fairly short journey, like driving in town and stuff. So you get it onto the motorway and you sit at kind of 70-ish miles an hour. You can get it up towards 50, but don't buy this expecting you're going to be averaging 50 day to day, just because you'd have to drive like an absolute saint to do that, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But that's not to say that 41 miles to the gallon is a bad figure.
That's again, go back 10 years or 15 years and buy the first shape Focus with the 2 litre, which had about this much power. There's no way you'd be averaging 42 miles to the gallon there.
No, absolutely.
Not the way I drive, anyway. We're going to do this Volvo.
Come on. 1 litre Ecoboost.
Oh, fuck!
Oh,
Oh, shit! Oh, fuck!
yeah. Guy in front of us had to brake check then.
Yeah.
Not good. So there really isn't that much power to overtake in a short space, is there?
No, there's not. So, let's swap over. Johnny, let's see what you think. Like I said, I've been driving this for the last 1,000 miles, so, let's see how it handles these twisties, actually, real quick.
Yeah, it's pretty compliant. Like you said, the chassis seems pretty strong. It's not wallowy.
Brakes are good.
Whoa! Christ, my face nearly fell off. Pretty good brakes.
I wasn't even pushing the brakes very hard.
Well, say hello.
Servo.
Wow. Whoa, your seating position is low, bro.
I like it, mate.
Going for a race car, aren't you?
I'm a racing driver.
Okay, cool. Well, before we even go anywhere, it's a nice cockpit, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good shout, actually. Let's talk about the interior design a little bit. One thing that I really appreciate is that with the Apple CarPlay, so you have to plug your phone in using USB to use Apple CarPlay, and there's a USB socket underneath the armrest here. Cool. With a little cutout for the cable, and then your phone sits quite nicely in the center console in a little recess, so it doesn't, even if it slides around, it doesn't go anywhere. So you can just put your phone there, leave it there, use all your apps and stuff on the dashboard.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, if you sit in the new Focus, suddenly this one feels pretty old.
Yeah.
Because it's got the little screen that sits up, and it's just a lot shinier and less plasticky. This is fairly plasticky, but it's a nice place to be.
Yeah, I mean, I love the dials. They look very like spaceshipy.
Yeah, they do.
They're like coming out here, and they're sunken into the dashboard quite nicely. We'll drop a shot in there so you can see. The chip computer's fully LED display in a nice blue shade. Tells you all your information on there, which is cool. All in one place. You don't have to flick through the menus by the looks of things. It's all kind of there.
Although you can do that.
Or you can do that. Oh, I like the way it rolls through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Steering wheel's cool. Fits nicely in my hand. It's quite thin.
Yeah.
But what do you expect? I mean, it's not the ST, so you don't want a chunky wheel.
No.
But it does have the flat bottom on it, which is a cool little added feature. I'd imagine that's probably an element of the ST styling
Yeah.
that they add with it. But you got little chrome effect bits on, like it's actually brushed metal on the gear stick. You've got it on the door handles as well, which is cool. I mean, the plastic's pretty plasticky, isn't it? Like here, that could be a lot better. I mean, it doesn't scream quality to me, but the screen is well lit. It doesn't look like it'll be suffer from glare or anything like that. So, all in all, pretty good.
I like it.
I like the black roof lining.
That's on the ST line.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, I'm not surprised. Right, let's go for a drive.
I'd be interested to see if you find this as well, but I find that the party is between like 2 and 4,500 RPM.
Okay,
it goes well between 2 and 4,500 RPM, but it kind of trails off after that.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a little red line's at 6.5 by the looks of things. Yeah, 6.5 on the rev limiter, and there's the speed limit. So I mean, it's not lighting my world up.
No.
Not gonna lie.
No.
But then a lot of the keyboard warriors out there were going, "Oh, you guys always concentrate on power and racing and all that sort of stuff." We like that sort of stuff, so that's why we concentrate on it.
That's where it's at.
And as somebody that comes from liking those sorts of cars, this doesn't really light me up. It doesn't make me excited. But then again, for those people out there want to know kind of real world, what it's like real world without driving it like that, it feels nice to drive. The power delivery is nice and smooth. It's not juddery. It's smooth on the road. Like you said earlier, the suspension is really compliant. It sucks up all the bumps quite nicely. The feedback from the steering wheel is good. It's not super, super light. With a lot of modern cars these days, especially city cars, I know this isn't really a city car, but you see manufacturers putting the same technology in their city cars they do in their slightly bigger cars, but they make the steering way too light than when they make the steering way too light than they should.
So the steering is weighted quite nicely in this. That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
I mean, it is weighted nicely. It allows you to feel a little bit of bite on the road there from the wheels, which is always a good thing in my view. But then again, you're not fighting with it. You know, it's very, very simple, very easy, but there's a bit of feel there. Lovely.
So, in terms of the outside styling, I think it's a pretty good looking car. Again, then if you park it next to a new Focus, this suddenly looks pretty dated.
Yeah.
I do like the ST line sort of trim because
Yeah.
it's not too over the top. It's still quite subtle. Just a few little touches here and there, like
looks good.
front spoiler, the rear bumper, like side skirts. The wheels I think are good.
Yeah.
They've taken off all the chrome trim, so if you park this
yeah.
next to a non-ST line Focus of the same shape, I think this looks way better.
Definitely, yeah.
Obviously parking next to a full ST and it doesn't look quite as nice, but
With mid-range hatches like this, you either get the styling right or you completely ruin it.
yeah.
And Ford have been able to retain that sporty look, that kind of nice.
Right away, dude.
Oh shit, thanks. They've been able to retain that sporty look, that kind of nice, aesthetically pleasing look of the car, without kind of getting stuck into that trap of it's not actually a sporty car, therefore we need to make it look dull.
Yeah, exactly. The front end I think looks.
That front grille's mean, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks aggressive, but again, it's still relatively subtle. I think the actual face of the car is it's really frowny.
Yeah.
And it's got a bit of a gaping mouth. It looks a bit like a
Catfish.
yeah, like a barracuda.
Barracuda. Oh,
Having said that, it looks good. I think.
Usually, what I find is like that either the front is nice, or the rear is nice, or the side profile of a car is nice. Whereas when we were filming this earlier and looking around it, all profiles are nice.
Yeah, it's a well-proportioned car. Like,
Right, let's go up to speed a little bit here. Got a bit of a windy road. Let's see what she can do. We're not going to go mental, but it's pretty good. Oh, tried the heel toe, can't. That's good. I like the way the chassis is stiff when you go around a corner. It's not overly stiff. You can feel the road. That's good.
it's alright, isn't it?
It moves across the road nicely. I mean, it's
Predictable.
yeah, exactly. It doesn't feel like you're gonna get a lot of roll in it, which is kind of what you would kind of expect this car to be more rolly.
Yeah, I think for my money, Ford, I think they've perfectly they've made the perfect compromise between sporty handling and comfortable ride. I think this is a really nice middle ground.
To disturb you, but the couple in the car behind us are passionately engaging.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh mate, I can't see it. I
Oh
wanna see
mate, he's leant over, she's kissing him. Oh, they're not paying any attention to anything around them. They're whispering to each other. Oh baby, now they're laughing. And now I'm just gonna slowly pull away and they're not even gonna notice. Oh, weird. Maybe we should try that. I'm impressed with this. Like, when you're getting up to speed and you're driving quite spiritedly, it's quite fun, isn't it? Like, it's not like as rewarding as a hot hatch to drive, because you don't get the sound, you don't get that surge of power, you don't get that really intense driving sensation or driving experience, let's say. But you do get something out of this.
Yeah.
It's not like you're not struggling with the car, being like, come on, I wish it was faster, I wish the handling was better.
The balance between family hatchback, commuter car, and fun little fun little hatchback, I think is very well judged.
Yeah, I think they've done a good job there.
And very well executed.
Absolutely.
I just had a look on eBay, and you can get one of these, like a 67 plate or whatever. They're going for between like 8 and 12 grand.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Let's do a little
Sound
stereo
check.
test, sound check.
The street. You gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Mount up. It was a clear black night, a clear white moon. Warren G was on the streets trying to consume some.
Pretty good. I mean, it's what do you expect, really?
Nice and clear, got a bit of bass.
Bit of bass, bit punchy in the highs. Good. Like it.
Yeah. So should we summarise then?
Let's finally summarise. After all this time.
Basically, yeah, I like it. I think it's a good car. I didn't pay for it though, so I'm kind of a bit biased, and I work for Ford now, so.
However, I'm not biased. I don't work for Ford, and this isn't my car, and I also like it. I think it's a very good balance between looking sporty, giving you that nice aesthetically pleasing look, but also giving you a bit of a driving experience as well with a 3-cylinder. Sounds cool when you're high up in the rev range, but also provides you with fuel efficiency, comfort, and really cool infotainment system.
Done.
Awesome.
So, thanks for watching this episode of Ben and John Do Cars. Subscribe if you liked it. Hit that bell notification. Everyone says that on YouTube.
We don't even know what that means.
No, just watch some of our videos and subscribe if you could. That'd be great.
Yeah, awesome.
And we'll do some more content soon, and you can see some cool stuff soon. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Let's do it. We've just done it.
Cheers, bro.
Synergize the fuck out of it.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah?
You got a tiny head, mate.
I haven't, I.
Discovery.
Right. Welcome to another episode of Ben and John Do Cars. Sorry, I was distracted by the wind. Do one more. Go.
Welcome to another episode of Ben and John Do Cars. I'm rushing because there's no wind. What are we looking at?
We're looking at the Ford Focus ST Line 1 Litre Ecoboost.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Do another episode of Ben and John. Hello.
I'll introduce it.
Yeah.
And you talk about the car.
Alright.
You know more about it.
Listen. 1 litre Ecoboost.
Whoa!
Let's do it.
Let's do it.